Hey there, Michael here. The topic today is maybe you need to relapse. What? What do you mean maybe I need to relapse? That's what I'm trying not to do. Yeah, well, there's something called a sacred transgression. It's a term I believe from the shamans. I believe the shamans use it or have an understanding of this wisdom. And that is sometimes you actually need to do the wrong thing to move forward. It's a divine mess up. It's a divine, it's a divine mess up. It's something that you don't believe should happen, but needs to happen for you to grow. And was always going to happen regardless. So, how does this apply to like semen retention and relapsing? Like, how does that all work in? Well, I'll share my experience with battling with pornography and masturbation, and how I believe that relapse has actually served me looking back. Right? This is all in hindsight. At the time, was I like, oh, that's perfect, a relapse, that's helping me grow. What an amazing thing. No, I wasn't, right? But now after getting a certain handle on it, a certain level of mastery over, these compulsions to masturbate and watch porn and, the rest of it. And I've got to be careful with saying things like that because life's got a way of humbling you and going, you think you've got a handle on it? I'll show you. I'll give you some large test to test that out and humble you. So I've got to be careful. But, looking back on it, I can see that the stuff-ups were actually serving me. How? Because when I relapsed, I felt it. I felt it so strongly. The regret, the shame, the despair, the agony, the hopelessness of never being able to change. Now, was that stuff because of, a relapse? Or was that just stuff that was always in me deep down that the relapse triggered? Okay, I believe it's stuff that was already in me, unresolved, unprocessed, repressed, suppressed stuff in me, and relapsing actually triggered it. Now, there's kind of two trains of thought on this. People go, a trigger, that's a bad thing, right? Like feeling your negative emotions, you don't want to feel that. Or how I see it is this is actually a positive thing, because when they're triggered and we feel them, they can be processed and released. Because, those negative or more dense emotions, if they're not felt, they're stored in our body. And that they block us. They block us from embodying higher energies, higher frequencies, higher perspectives. And it keeps us low and dense, playing out the same old patterns over and over again. So when we actually feel these emotions and process and release them, we make space within ourselves for our higher self to come into our body. Okay, why do we even want that? Let's really get into it. Why do we even want that? Because when we're looking at our problem from a higher perspective, it seems to, how do we say this? We don't care as much about it. We kind of don't care about it as much. The higher self has got this way of just trusting divinely in everything that happens. There's this innate knowing of our higher selves, and everyone's tapped into this no matter where you are in the journey of things are happening how they should. And when that when your higher self, you start embodying that more and more, you start seeing like literally everything as serving you, even the stuff ups, even the mess ups. So the mess ups can serve us because they have us, in summary, they have us feel this like dark, dense energy which is blocking us, so we can process and release it and start embodying our higher self, which gives us a higher perspective on the whole thing, and essentially releases the judgment we have around it, the shame around it, all the stuff that keeps us in the same cycles. And yeah, has us in this place of acceptance. Like, oh, I just accept all of it. Okay. I accept masturbating. I accept not masturbating. I accept whatever. And then from that place, it's like, well, what's actually best for me? Right? Because I've got freedom to move. I'm not like, oh no, I'm going to do it again. I'm doing this thing. I'm such a bad person. Shame. And then I feel the shame and I want to break out of the shame. So I go do it again. And I'm like, right? It's just like, I'm just G. I'm all G. What's actually good for me? Okay, meditation's good for me. I'm going to go meditate. Oh, journaling is good for me. I'm going to do that. Or gardening, or cleaning the house, or whatever. Now, here's the, like, it's not a catch-22 with it, but it's a misinterpretation of it. Where, like, our addict minds, which we all have on varying levels, will say, oh, cool, so I just got to keep on doing it. And I shouldn't even try anything. I shouldn't even, like, not even try and fight this thing. Michael said on YouTube, I should just keep on doing it. That's actually got wisdom too. Because there's acceptance in that too. And eventually you get sick of it. But for me, that, it's been like fighting and trying as hard as I can to overcome this thing. And then inevitably, when the mess up happens, going, okay, sweet, I'll take that on the chin, so to speak. And there's something for me to feel here and learn here. And then it's like, as I continue to, like, as the relapses continue to bring up the shit, that stuff gets processed and released. And then, the relapses get further and further and further apart. Like I said, on that journey, I'm, and still now to this day, I'm still working to better myself every single step of the way, in whatever way that form that is. But yeah, that's a higher perspective of the relapses that I wanted to share with you. That's coming from like hindsight of a person that can like look back on his journey and go, yeah, do you know what? That stuff was actually like upgrading me. And helping me. So yeah, let me know what you think of that. Let me know how that sits with you, if this is helpful. And yeah, check out some videos that I've got on like actually processing and releasing emotions, because that will help you actually do it. Because sometimes our own mind gets in the way of that process, and it actually stops the processing and releasing of them and the upgrade. So yeah, go check out some of the other ones I've done on processing and releasing if you need help with that. And yeah, you'll be on a really good journey. Like I've said it before, and I'll say it again, the key to transcending this problem of like sexual desire in general taking us over, whether it's porn, masturbation, lusting over women, objectification, any other form of it, it's feeling our emotions, because that's what has us do it, because we're trying to avoid and numb, run away from something that we don't want to feel on a subconscious level. So if we can feel that thing, then we don't have to run anywhere, and we've got all the power to make the moves in our life that we need to make to be the best version of ourselves. Okay, that's all. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you got something out of it. Much love. Bye.